Malaysia, accompanied by Honorable Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar, Rector of IIUM, and all VIPs.
Kesejahteraan masa depan. Ayo seluruh anak pertiwi, bangunkan Malaysia madani. Sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia madani. Ayo seluruh anak pertiwi, semarakkan Malaysia madani. Sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia madani. 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 Ayo seluruh anak pertiwi, bangunkan Malaysia madani. Sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia madani. Ayo seluruh anak pertiwi, semarakkan Malaysia madani. Sepenuh hati, jiwa, semangat, terus meyakini Malaysia madani. Keyakinan jadi ikutan.
Let us sing together the national anthem, Negaraku. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Diraja Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir, Minister of Higher Education Malaysia, Honorable Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar, Rector of the International Islamic University Malaysia, Honorable Professor Datuk Seri Dr. Syed Arabi Aidid, Fourth Rector of IIUM and Conference Advisor, respected University Management Committee members, Prof. Dr. Shukran Abdul Rahman, Dean Abdul Hamid Abu Sulaiman, Kuliah of Islamic Revealed Knowledge and Human Sciences, Associate Professor Dr. Tengku Siti Aisyah binti Tengku Azman, Head, Department of Communication and Director of the conference, conference speakers, honorable guests, deans and directors of IIUM, participants, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and a very good evening. Selamat datang, ahlan wa sahlan, and welcome to the closing ceremony of the Communication and Media Center International Conference, COMETIC 2024. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to seek blessings from the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, let us begin our program today with dua recitation led by Al-Fadhil Ustadh Muhammad Rashid Ridha Muhammad Shukri from Center for Languages and Pre-University Academic Development, IIUM. فَلْيَتَفَضَّلْ مَعْجُورًا.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وله الحمد في الآخرة وهو الحكيم الخبير والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم أنت ربنا لا إله إلا أنت خلقتنا ونحن عبادك ونحن على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعنا نعوذ بك من شر ما صنعنا نبوء لك بنعمتك علينا ونبوء بذنوبنا فاغفر لنا فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. Almighty Allah, Lord of mercy and beneficent, bless this closing ceremony of the Communication and Media Center International Conference with your pleasure and mercy. O Allah, Lord of bounties and infinite, shower upon us your divine guidance, that our work and deeds be done in completeness and excellence. Assist us, O Allah, in fulfilling our obligation and seeking your pleasure. O Allah, bless our gathering here today and make us disperse in peace and in protection from sin. Allahumma ja'al khayra a'marina akhiruh wa khayra a'malina khawatimuh وخير أيامنا يوم ألقاك فيه. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. والحمد لله رب العالمين. تقبل الله منا ومنكم.
Jazakumullahu khairan, Ustadh. Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, in a world marked by constant change and rapid evolution, communication and media play a vital role, both as a reflection of society and as a guide for its future. The theme of COMETIC'24, Communication and Media Pause, Reflecting Values and Impacts, calls on us to take a step back and reflect amidst the chaos, crises, and challenges of our post-modern era. This conference emphasizes the importance of taking a collective pause in the fast-paced world of information sharing. It invites professionals, scholars, and innovators in the field of communication and media to stop, reflect, and rethink their approaches, as now it is the time to navigate the waves of change with intention, to reassess our practices, and to align our goals with values that truly benefit the society. As the digital age connects us more quickly than ever, it is crucial to consider the role of communication and media in shaping narratives and influencing perceptions. This theme also encourages conversations about raising ethical standards, combating misinformation, embracing diversity, and using technology responsibly. Ultimately, it challenges us to realign with our core values and reassess the impact of our work so that together we can foster a future of thoughtful and impactful communication strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I have the pleasure to call upon Associate Professor Dr. Tengku Siti Aisyah Tengku Azman, Head Department of Communication, Abdul Hamid Abu Sulaiman, Kuliah of Islamic Revealed Knowledge and Human Sciences, to deliver her conference conclusion.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Diraja Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir, Minister of Higher Education Malaysia, Honorable Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Usman Bakar, Rector of International Islamic University Malaysia, Honorable Top Management of the Ministry of Higher Education, Honorable Professor Datuk Sri Dr. Syed Arabi Idid, Fourth Rector of IIUM and Conference Advisor, Professor Dr. Shukran Abdul Rahman, Dean Abdul Hamid Abu Sulaiman, Kuliah of Islamic Revealed Knowledge and Human Sciences, honorable guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. For over 2 days, 53 papers were deliberated on themes focusing on media and communication, including science and health communication, corporate communication and branding, global communication and diplomacy, as well as AI and technological advancement. We also had key industry players and prominent figures discussing issues surrounding media and integrity, media leadership, the changing geopolitics of global communication, and crisis communication. Throughout the 2 days, we were constantly reminded of the profound role that communication and media plays in shaping our values and influencing societal impacts. The diverse perspectives shared by our esteemed speakers and engaged participants have illuminated the intricate relationship between media and communication practices and the ethical considerations they entail. As we wrap up this enriching international conference, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all academics and administrative staff from the Department of Communication, led by the Chairperson and Director of COMETIC'24, Associate Professor Technologist Dr. Shafizah Muhammad, as well as the Student Committee for their hard work and dedication in organizing this event. Their meticulous planning and dedicated organization has made this conference a reality. To all participants and presenters, I would like to express my greatest appreciation for your participation, enthusiasm, and commitment. The connections made here and the ideas exchanged will undoubtedly inspire our work moving forward. With that, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Doctor. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, up next, we invite you to watch a recap video of COMETIC'24. Sit back and enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Honorable Professor Emeritus Dr. Osman Bakar, Rector of IIUM, to deliver his closing remarks.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang berhormat Datuk Seri Diraja Dr. Zamri Abdul Kadir, Minister of Higher Education Malaysia, Honorable Professor Datuk Seri Dr. Syed Arabi Aidid, Fourth Rector of IUM and Conference Advisor, Professor Abdul Aziz Bergud, Dean of ISTAC, Professor Shukran Abdul Rahman, Dean of the Abdul Hamid Abdul Sulaiman Kulliyah of Islamic Review Knowledge and Human Sciences, and Associate Professor Dr. Safizan Muhammad, Chairperson of Communication and Media Center International Conference. And honorable guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of the conference for inviting me to this closing session of the conference. And I would like to congratulate you all for having organized this very important conference with the theme Communication and Media Pause, and with a sub-theme reflecting values and impacts. I wonder whether the communication and media pause is appropriate, because, as you know, the communication and media never stops from doing its core business. But the students and the researchers and the academics of communication and media may have time to pause. And I hope there'll be a real pause, not just slogan, because especially for IIUM, Yang Berhormat, as the new rector of IIUM, I would like to say here in front of you that, inshallah, I would like to remind the whole community, the whole university, that we need also to pause. We need to pause about the university, in which direction it is going. Do you have time to do that? Well, I hope we have, and certainly I will play my role to invite everyone to pause about our identity as university, because the theme is about communication and media. It is about change and permanence. So when we mention the word communication and media, what comes to our mind is this: we are in the midst of rapid change, and we do not have time to reflect upon ourselves, our values, Islamic values. So I hope that, especially for the Kulliyah concern, that we need to do together two things. To remember that when we talk about communication, for example, we are talking about both the form and the content. The form of communication and the content of communication. How often people forget, because we also concentrate on the forms that are changing every now and then, but forgetting the real core business of communication from the Islamic perspective. The most important idea of communication in Islam is precisely the communication of the divine, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam through the Archangel Gabriel, and then that message is communicated to the people at large. I think that has not changed. That philosophy has not changed. In other words, the purpose of communication is to convey the truth. To convey the truth. And in the midst, in our current society, the idea of truth has been forgotten or has been marginalized. And for some people, the idea of truth is meaningless. We are now in the post-truth area. So I think let's remember that one of the most popular words in the Quran is al-haq, which means both truth and reality. So today, of course, we're concerned about communication and media, and certainly one part of us will be studying the technical aspects of that, which keeps on changing. And of course, we want the Ummah to be innovative in creating new technologies for communication and so on. But then there are basic values that do not change. For example, the confrontation, the conflict between truth and falsehood. And now we have this question of fake news. So no matter what the form of communication is, no matter what form, the issue of truth versus falsehood, the real versus the fake, that is always there. But it takes different forms in different societies. I don't want to give a lecture here, but we want to listen to our Senator Datuk Seri Diraja, Dr. Zamri bin Abdul Qadir, who's going to close the session. And we appreciate very much to you. We know our neighbor parliament is just close by. You are busy there, but you rush here to this conference for our sake. Thank you very much. All right, so I think I would like just to remind that. In other words, for our university concerned with the studies of communication and media, it is important to pay attention to both the truth that we want to inform society, and the other one, of course, the technological aspect of communication and the different forms of media that has generated. Certainly, the 20th century is the most revolutionary century in the sense of communication and media. So my closing remarks here is that let us not forget that we are human beings with human values, permanent. So let us not lose ourselves in the midst of rapid change in media. Let us maintain our identity. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Datuk Rector. Ladies and gentlemen, up next, it is with great honor I respectfully invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Diraja Dr. Zamri Abdul Qadir, Minister of Higher Education Malaysia, to deliver his closing address.
Terima kasih pengacara majlis. Let me speak in Bahasa first, right? Because this is one of the tools of communication as well. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Yang dihormati Professor Emeritus, or in Indonesia they call Bapak Profesor, Datuk Dr. Osman Bakar. Ini betul-betul macam abang dulu waktu belajar di Temple. It has nothing to do with a Temple connection whatsoever on his appointment. Yang berbahagia Professor is a very respectable scholar also in this country, internationally as well. Professor Dato Sri Dr. Said Arabi Aidid, And Professor, this is not my elder brother, neither my guru is my younger brother. Professor Dr. Shukran, Shukran Jazilan. Associate Professor Dr. Tengku Siti Aisyah, binti Tengku Azman, Tengku Azman Sharifuddin, because we know the father. Director of the conference, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya kasih, dan tidak saya lupai sebenarnya, because I noticed just now my boss walking through inside here, but suddenly she, instead of coming to here, but she sat over there. So I'm scared if she's there because she's my boss. Profesor Dato Dr. Azlinda, Ketua Pengarah Pendidikan Tinggi Malaysia, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan yang saya hormati sekalian, saya mengangkat syukur pada Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala kerana dapat bersama-sama dengan tuan-tuan dan puan-puan dalam Communication and Media Center International Conference atau COMETIC'24. Seperti yang tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sedia maklum bahawa sidang parlimen sedang berjalan. Saya harap tidak berlaku perkara yang tidak diingini, kerana kesemua kami dikehendaki berada di sana. Tapi saya lihat tadi suasananya agak tenang. It's very subdued situation. That's why finally I took my decision to come here to be together with you today. Kepentingan media seperti mana tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sedia maklum, dan media dan komunikasi dalam masyarakat moden tidak dapat dinafikan. Media dan komunikasi adalah alat utama dalam menyebarkan maklumat secara cepat dan meluas, termasuk berita, pengetahuan dan perkembangan semasa. Begitulah kepantasan yang berada di hadapan mata kita daripada era yang dipanggil sebagai era analog, dan dia terus bertukar menjadi era digital pada hari ini. Malah pada hari ini sukar untuk kita mentafsirkan sama ada kita sudah berada dalam era digital ataupun sudah berubah kepada apa yang diistilahkan sebagai quantum computing. Ianya bukan lagi sandarkan kepada algoritma semata-mata. Ia akan pergi melepasi tahap itu. Bayangkan dunia yang berada di hadapan kita. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege for me to be here today with you as we conclude this significant conference, COMETIC'24, which has brought together so many brilliant, learned minds to reflect upon the theme of media and communication in our modern world. I would like to begin by extending my heartfelt congratulations to the newly elected and newly minted Rector of the IIUM, Professor Emeritus Dr. Osman Bakar. The Ministry of Higher Education holds Professor Osman in high regard, and we believe that he is the ideal candidate to lead these prestigious institutions forward. His profound knowledge, wisdom, understanding of Islam, and remarkable contributions to academia and philosophy perfectly embody IIUM's values of Islamization, integration, and holistic education. Ministry of Higher Education has high expectations of IIUM as one of the leading institutions in our nation. We look to IIUM or UIA to excel academically and provide creative and innovative solutions that can bridge the gap between academia, industry, and society. Institutions like IIUM hold a tremendous responsibility to nurture leaders who can navigate the complexity of the world while adhering to ethical and moral values. This responsibility becomes even more critical in the fields of media and communication, where the impact of misinformation, fake news, and unethical practices can have far-reaching consequences. This is the unique of IIU's grads. And as the one who is standing before you today, we play an important role. As you all remember, we have been reminded all the time about our very purpose in this world. There is to be the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to serve humanity. Remember that, my dear anak-anak, not to call you brothers and sisters. I feel that I'm too young though. But just, it's a reminder to all of us. That's why we cannot compromise for anyone who try to change the very philosophy of our institution. This IIUM is very unique in its own way, in its own stature. Remember this. Please carry this message, a message for humanity that all of us are responsible for. I hope you understand the purpose of our IIUM. Ladies and gentlemen, in the rapidly evolving digital landscape, communication and media have an unmatched power to shape societies, influence perceptions, and drive change. According to the recent global statistics, as of July 2024, over 5.45 billion people, approximately 66% of the global population, are active internet users. Social media platforms alone boast 5.17 billion users globally, with the average user spending around 2.5 hours daily on these platforms. These numbers illustrate the massive impact that digital media has in shaping how we consume information and interact with the world. In Malaysia, the media landscape is just as dynamic. With over 88% internet penetration, Malaysians spend an average of 9 hours a day online. 9 hours a day online. With 3 hours devoted to social media. Macam-macam lah, ya. The rise of platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube shows that our communications habits are rapidly changing, particularly among the younger generations. This statistic highlights the critical roles media plays not only in providing information, but also in shaping public opinion and social behavior. As the Minister of Higher Education, I'm particularly encouraged by the role of our universities, especially IIUM, are playing in promoting media literacy. Our students are not only future media practitioners, but also global citizens who will be tasked with navigating an increasingly complex information landscape. It is crucial that they are equipped with the knowledge, ethic, and skills to discern facts from fiction and to use media for the common good, as alluded by our professor just now. It is rather challenging for us today to differentiate between the truth, and the fake, the good and the bad. It's all defined by what we call the deep fakes content. Yeah. It's all coming from the deep learnings. And it has created some generative content in it. So you find it very difficult, especially people like us, living in the political spectrum. Sometimes it's very difficult for us to come over to defend ourselves and spending much of our time to correct the misinformations. TikTok, for example, this has been stressed again and again by our Prime Minister about the content of TikTok, and where many people, I think the majority of the people seems to believe on the narrative part of it. How it's being curated, for example. The generated content of TikToks with that 2 minutes or 3 minutes can shape the mind of the people, and even can change your perception, and can even change the country and the outcome, of course, the outcome of the election. Yeah. And we pay the price. I must admit to you, that I'm one of those victims. But what to do? But I have to accept it. By the end of the day, you see, well, you just pray to Allah. It's what people tend to believe. And it blurred the line between the facts and fallacy. This is our role now, students, especially from IIUM. You have your responsibility to carry out this message, to tell the whole world, to bring with you values that is very much embedded as part of your educational process. To tell the people out there, look, there are values in our life. Our life actually are not defined by TikTok, neither by FB, or whatever it is, Instagram. But our life are defined by certain values that we are all prescribed. And in our context, remember what the Professor Kamal used to remind us. IIU as a garden of knowledge and what? And virtues. Yeah, there are so many institutions having that purpose of knowledge, seeking knowledge. But one aspect that's very important, that is equally important in our context of IIU, is to bring about the values, to nurture the values, to imbue it with our life together. The challenge we face today is the abundance of misinformation and disinformation as a result of information overload. Study shows that over 60% of Malaysians have encountered false information online, particularly in areas like health and politics. This underscores the importance of embedding media literacy in our educational curriculum to help students develop critical thinking skills and the ability to analyze the credibility of sources. Universities like IIUM must equip the next generation with the skills to pause, reflect, and discern credible information from misinformation. I like the theme of this conference on the need to pause, to reflect. I think this is a deliberate, we need some time in our life to have a deliberate break. Or not to simply express it, oh, give me a break, but just to have a deliberate break. You plan it, to have a break for yourself. And slowing down certain detrimental activities, consciously or subconsciously. Sometimes you do not know the one or the applications that you are using actually brings more harmful than benefits. And it's time also for us to reflect, to reset and refocus of what actually we want in this life. As I said just now, it's based on the fact how much we spend daily. 9 hours. Malaysians spend about 9 hours and 2.5 hours on average on the social media content. Sometimes there are so many things, so many content to attract people. Sometimes all the crazy things, being created, and that manage to attract millions of viewers. This is a thing for us to sometimes to come and to pause ourselves, to think. I was sharing the information about the time during the COVID. Remember, we said during the complete lockdown, when nobody allowed to go out, everybody must stay home, for 2 weeks. I remember I'm coming from an island, Pulau Pangkor, where everybody was stopped from, going out for fishing. And suddenly within that 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, what we call pause, nobody go out for fishing. The boats, all the fishing boats are not allowed to go out for fishing. Imagine with that two weeks, suddenly there were abundance of fish around. Imagine just 2 weeks. I remember that years when fish start coming back to, we call it planta, you will fishing just like that. I remember that's reminiscence of my time as a anak nelayan. We used to go and fishing, and then now, of course, we didn't have that opportunity anymore. But of course, when during the pause time, there was the wisdom behind it. When people come down and don't do anything, Kalau in Indonesia they call it. They have, of course, they belong to different tradition and religious, practices. What they call nyepi. I'm not saying that you must, but this is in Bali, for example. They have that every year they will have 1 day for nyepi. They pause. Why they don't do anything for that? Of course, it is something to do with their religious teaching. What I'm saying here is that it's sometimes reflection, to reflect, to look at yourself, and this is the time for us to think about the need for us, whether we are on the right path or otherwise. Adik-adik, I call you adik-adik now. Remember this. I know this is the best time for you. Everything, your inquisitive mind at your age, your levels, is very, very high. Every day you want to know new things. The need to know things at your age, of course, because I went through that period too. Of course, our professors here also went to that prayer. But the problem is that what kind of information that we want to do. Sometimes I must stress this again and again. Wherever I go, I keep on reminding the younger generation, people like you all, that your time that you are facing today is much, much challenging than our time. Yeah, although some people can try to tell us, oh, the new generations, they don't know how to respect the elders and so on and so forth. They don't follow certain values anymore. But I keep on reminding those elders, the elderly people as well. Remember, the challenges, the type of challenges we were facing then during our time is totally different. Betul, Prof. Prof. Osman, yeah? Your time, imagine, everything here, everything in your smartphone, all the answers provided, all the contents are there, billions of contents. It depends on you, what type of content you want to watch, right? All kind of, and some information, knowledge-wise, the so-called knowledge. The so-called knowledge is not the actual knowledge. This is the real challenge that we are facing today that we need to address together. Mana ke saya cakap tadi dah hilang. Like in today's media-saturated world, as I said, media and communication issues affect all of us. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I need to further deliberate on the issues or giving you another series of lecture. I'm here to close your conference I think it's sufficient for today. Yeah, otherwise, if I deliberate more and more, it would take another 6 months or 7 months for me to come again to UIIU. So let me give you a very short one. So there will be more, invites for me to come again.
Inshallah.
So I'm planning, inshallah, come again and again because this is our university. Yeah, I'm very, very attached to this university, as you all know, attached emotionally. That's why sometimes whatever happened to URA, I want to see the URA is in the best form of URA. Yeah, that is our commitment. And I can share also with you, this is also the commitment of our Prime Minister, who was the president then of the university. So if you feel that someone come to tell you that, oh, the Prime Minister now neglect our URA, no, at all. We are here to come together to work and also to reform certain, if need be, to make sure that URA is at this glorious day again. Yeah, we used to produce the best. Yeah, these are all the examples of our teachers here, either directly or indirectly, who have contributed to the advancement of IIUM as one of the most prestigious Islamic universities in the world. Let us continue this tradition of excellence. I hope, all adik-adik, you must be proud of being and URA students. Yeah, we are always we carry with us this pride. Yeah, wherever we go, we tell the world that we are from IIUM. And whenever they hear that, oh, IIUM, well, from the good school. Yeah, so please maintain this tradition, and we will together help UA, and we will together work as a team. And please give your support to the new rector, the rector, our professor, emeritus, Dr. Osman Bakar, for him to take the lead, but for you also to come together to work as a team with him. Once again, terima kasih banyak-banyak. As we close this chapter, let us remember that the youth are not just passive recipients of information, but active contributors. We must empower our youth to continue to be part of the global agenda. And of course, this is our responsibility, to make sure that the peoples, especially in Malaysia, and all peoples in the world will live peacefully. Let us embrace the need for a pause, not as a hindrance, but as a path to deeper understanding, ethical responsibility, and meaningful progress. With that, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially close COMETIC 2024 and look forward to more initiative from COMETIC, IIUM, and the broader Malaysian higher education landscape. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Datuk Sri. Please kindly remain standing. Please kindly remain standing for our next agenda. Now, it is my pleasure to invite Honorable Datuk Rector, to join Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri for the presentation of souvenir. Without further ado, I invite Honorable Datuk Rector to present the souvenir to Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri as a token to express our deepest appreciation and gratitude. Now I'd like to invite all VIPs to come down from the stage and join us at the front of the hall. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have a group photography session. I would like to request that all of you rise. Please rise, everyone. And perhaps move to the center of the hall so that you'll be in the picture. Yep. Please rise and get close to the center of the hall. All right. Okay, everyone ready? All right, smile for the camera with your brightest smile. Ready? 1, 2, cheese. Wow. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, everyone. We have come to the end of our event today. Thank you so much for coming and for your presence today. With that, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.